Hello everyone, welcome back to more chess. Playing white against Likaloo? Sure, why not? From Russia. Oh, famous. I don't know. If there's a country known for being good at chess, it's Russia, right? Oh, what is this? I don't know this opening. Okay, I'll take more center. Maybe there's some reason it's wrong. I guess this prepares this move next to challenge my center is the idea. But then here, I don't know. Seems okay. Well, no. I want to be able to recapture with a pawn because this is a strong place to have a pawn. But I don't want to block in my knight either. I don't know what this opening is called. Okay, so knight here defends the pawn. Man, this is like a super accelerated fianchetto, huh? Knight here defends the pawn. Bishop here also defends the pawn. I feel like bishop here is better. I don't know. In general, you prefer to develop knights before bishops, but you also prefer to develop kingside before queenside, and I don't want to necessarily rule out this pawn move. This is undefended now, actually, so this pawn might be in some trouble, huh? Huh, that's cute. Okay, well I can develop the knight to defend. Probably to here? They seem to be working less on my d pawn and more on the e pawn. And it's going to take them a lot of work to focus on the d pawn, in fact. Wait, why not just this? I was scared of moving my f pawn, is why. Which, is justifiable. I've had a lot of bad games as a result of moving my f pawn too early, and I wanted to develop a piece. Yeah, I think that's fine. But this also, like, it unpins the pawn, which is nice. So, okay, this is how they try to disrupt the center. I can take here and still have a pretty reasonable position, I feel like. If I allowed this, if I wanted to allow that, I would have to, like, do this. Am I okay with that? I feel like it blocks in my knight. It sort of weakens my king. I'm not that excited about it. Whereas if I take here, I'm still the only one with a center pawn, for now anyway. And they have to put one of their pieces on a sort of awkward square, and I can maybe trade it with the knight if I want. I don't know, it's not awkward. They're pretty happy to be here, I guess. So probably like takes. And they recapture with something. And if I want, I play the knight here, and then they, like, support this. That's the idea, I think. I could do this if I really want to hang on to the pawn. How much danger does that put me in? They can take here, and then this. And it doesn't seem so easy to add any more fuel. Ah, queen here. I'll be dropping that pawn. So takes. Now this pawn's not such an issue, and I probably should not recapture. I should just get on with developing. Okay, let's try that. Unless they take with the bishop, then maybe I get a little worried about this and I do trade. Okay, they're not going to. Ah, but you know what? Actually, this is a point. Now takes reveals this. So that's sort of a problem. I could try developing my queen so that if this, but I'm pretty sure that's bad. They end up, well, I don't know. It's probably bad for some other reason. I think I would be okay if they took. I grab this and then I'm threatening their rook, and they're not threatening that much over here. But there's probably some other reason it's wrong. Right? Isn't the queen going to be easy to get to somehow? Any check with the knight just instantly ruins my life. They don't have one now, but they might soon, and my queen is going to be sort of stuck here. Whereas this, it shores up this problem. And they can do this, but I would actually be happy with that trade, I think. I don't like that light square bishop over there. He's making trouble for me. I suppose I could also try this. That's way worse, because then this knight move actually comes with tempo, and my bishop can't take their bishop. So I think this is better. I suppose I also could have tried knight here. That would have been better. I didn't think of that. It's another way to blunt the attack on this pawn just by getting in the way of it. But then they might have... They would still be happy to just take the knight and blow up my structure that way. Okay. So we'll just get the knight out in front of the king, I think. Or I could even go here. It doesn't really pin the knight, though. Yeah, let's just... I don't want to move my bishop again. And we're defending this for what that's worth, I guess. But I think soon I might like to trade knights. It gives them this center pawn, but they already have one center pawn. Giving them this one instead is not noticeably different, I don't think. And it lets me start... Well, I didn't see this coming. I guess it's a problem. Because this pawn falls now, right? Yeah. Okay. When should I have seen that coming? I should have maybe looked at what that pawn was doing. I don't know. Still not good at spotting tactics, generally speaking. Oh, the pawn isn't hanging. That's right. There's a knight guarding it. What is she up to? Oh, also, this pawn is now in danger again. If, like, here, for example, I kind of like this. I don't know where the queen wants to go from here. It's kind of weird, right? What's she up to? What if I did this? Well, not now, I guess. I think here first is cool. And then probably this next. To defend this weak point. Okay. I have a good center now. My king can't castle. I mean, is that the only thing you want the queen to do? Ah. I see. She's attacking the rook now. Well, I don't think I want to allow that, and I think I could be okay here. Then she gets this pawn. I could drop this pawn instead. And not have to put my king so far forward. Then my knight gets pinned as well. Yeah, I didn't identify the rook as a vulnerable piece in this area. I didn't think she could attack him because there's a pawn in the way, but queens can move diagonally. Okay, well, I think I'd rather keep my center pawn and lose this guy. Problem is, I think I lose both if I try to hang on to that one, right? Well, no, I could go here. I was just like, I like this as this open file, and maybe there's some ideas. I think that's worth weakening this pawn. And I could do this, although it blocks that file, so it's sort of a little bit dumb. But it attacks this pawn, which is kind of useful. Oh, this pawn's actually defended already by the knight. Now, if I move the knight, that won't be true. I'm wondering about like a queen or a pawn move here, allowing this kind of just this kind of check. Um, but I don't totally see the I guess this would be a follow up, right? Maybe. This, suppose they try to block and I just sack and bring the rook in. I think that's cool, but I'm not really ready to do it. The queen can just come back here and cause me trouble. I need to like get this kind of stuff happening first. Okay. This looks interesting. I guess this just blocks because of the knight. Here first doesn't really help. What about this? That does chase away the bishop with no obvious downside. And provides this outpost. I wonder why they didn't develop all the way to here and attack my king. I have this, but I'm not happy to play that move. I don't think. Oh, because I have this check. I see. No, that doesn't work. If I'm in check, I can't do that. Let's get the queen out here first to guard against that, I guess. Mm-hmm. And then I can try to break things down with this, I feel like, right? No, I guess not. Ugh, and watching over this as well now. It's rude. Okay. And this is pinned, so that's kind of useful. This comes with some pretty good tempo, right? And then I can try this. I mean, I can try getting in here, but it takes a long time and doesn't really get anywhere. I can also try to trade queens. Not by going here, because bishop takes, but maybe some other way? I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. Castles actually is a good response to this, isn't it? I get this pawn, sort of. I don't know about that idea. Here... What do you take with? It gives me this diagonal, right? Which I can't use yet, but it lets me... I don't know about this. I'm pretty sure I should capture. Check. Bishop here after bishop blocks, perhaps? If the king just ducks, they can't castle, and those rooks are looking a lot worse all of a sudden. I don't know. Once again, I'm attacking without developing all my pieces. But I think it's good. Right? Bishop here? How do they defend? It's impossible, right? Maybe with the queen. Check. Not check, but attack. What does the queen do? She can't get to it on a file or a rank. These are covered. She could only get there, then, on a diagonal. But that's covered. No other pieces can get there. Is there some counterattack? I don't see one. Right? The bishop's pinned. Queen can't do anything. The other pieces are all far away. This, I don't care that much, I don't think. I feel like the king has to move now, and the only moves he has are to here. Am I still checkmating in those cases? If king here... I'm not sure. If king here? I'm also not sure. But it seems good. And I get the bishop with check. It could maybe threaten rook here if he stays on the back rank. Yeah, that would do it, I think. Right? Check. Only legal move is here. Rook here. But then just takes? I'm not sure about this. Is it possible I could take with the bishop and somehow be happier? It gives the king more legal moves. but they all look bad once I move the bishop, right? So I think like here I think would be bad because then I have this discovery and he's really toast. So I think then the only good moves would be here, here, or here. And in any case, I can get a check with the queen here or here. I feel like this must be better, though. It forces this, then what? I want to play the rook up here. Check. The only legal move is takes. Takes. King has to come up to here. Somewhere. Is there something... The problem is I don't think I have good enough follow-up after this bishop move. I'm going in with the queen. Okay, so I have this if I want it. But it doesn't seem to have much follow-up. Well, king there. I could alternatively just like go grab a pawn and attack a rook. Because I think this pawn might cause me some trouble. Oh, you know what? What if I threaten here? Takes. This is threatening checkmate there, right? So knight has to take. And then? I don't really actually have much follow-up. Oh, what about just rook up here? This threatens checkmate easily enough. Okay. And there's still no queen moves with check, except like here? And then I get behind my knight. And on a dark square, so she can't diagonal check me. Oh, but she can do that. Yeah, I just noticed. Okay. Shoot. Where do I have to get to? Somewhere where a piece can block. What if I were way over here and could get behind a pawn? No, she could get like, yeah, she could get me there then. Okay. Oh, I think this one may have slipped through my fingers. The good news is also she can't go anywhere that the queen could attack her. Maybe this was perfect, actually. She can't check here. She can't check here. She can't check here. What about check, takes, check? I think I want to grab this pawn before I move, before I do something with my queen situation. I'm sure there's a checkmate here, and I just don't see it, which is a bit annoying. What's wrong with this? Check? Oh, it's just bad, that's what. Shit. Come on. I needed to not get... I needed to just trade when I had the chance. well, I can go here, pinning the rook. But then they just come here, takes. I don't see how that helps. Yeah, that's just horrible. God damn it. It's all fallen apart because I grabbed that pawn. I don't know. I should have just been happy to trade off some material, but I was like, what can they do to me? My queen is guarded so many times. This is true, but that doesn't mean she's safe. And there goes the rook. It's all horrible. This is, I mean, I don't know. I'm still really bad at pins. Like, I get the idea, but recognizing when one is available, when one is actually present, what to do about one, I'm really bad at it. And I just didn't see at all this pin. I thought I would be able to trade after this. But I mean, I could just check, and if I wanted the pawn, just take the queen first, and then take the pawn. There's no problem. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's not even what I meant. I meant to do this. I could just resign. Yeah. So aside from that, how was it? I dropped the pawn early, obviously, by letting the queen get in here. Although I think she made a mistake by actually going in. Yeah. So I was way up here. And it says this. Oh, yeah. I don't have to... But... This? I guess it's fine because I get up to defend. And I've traded rooks. Well, queens, I guess. No, I've come out ahead even more, right? Here, the queen is still stuck. She has to be guarding this square, right? And so if you try this, I can go here first. And then, I don't know, I mean, I'm not sure if this is quite as good as I hoped it would be. Whereas this, we're forced there. I don't know. Maybe I'm not in such great shape here. I'm down a pawn, but up a minor piece. And my king is just way in the open. And I can play this rook over now, I guess. And they can't really do much about it, I think. Oh, they could move the knight away, guarding the entry square. So I think that's why it's important to move the rook in first. I don't know, takes rook. Okay, well, let's see what the computer has to say. Hello? Oh, we already got computer analysis. Did my opponent do that? Did I click it myself and forget? I think I clicked it myself. Yeah, I remember because when this came up. So, I just wanted to know, like, what... Hang on. Get out of here. I don't want to do this yet. I wanted to revisit the ending and ask what Stockfish thinks of the various possibilities here. Like, takes is still great, but not nearly as good as bringing the rook in, apparently. After bringing the rook in, they trade, and we take with rook. And apparently, yeah, apparently you just go there? And then we get rooks on the 7th. I feel like I would still have trouble converting this hugely winning game. Yeah, and there was mate here. I just ran the wrong way. It actually says it's better to go... Oh yeah, behind the knight would be nice, huh? That simplifies a lot of the problems I might otherwise have. I was worried she would go here, and I would just have to go back. But the reason this is better is because the right place to run was here in the first place. Oh, rook f1? That gives up the checkmate. But apparently it's very good? Why? What, like, she comes up here, right? And it's actually saying just give up on the queen. Oh, because it's made in 11. So why then not this? Like, I see. She can't actually get to the important file rank because I can have rooks controlling both files. I mean, I'm not going to spot this, obviously. Not going to work through the details of, like, I don't know, this knight controlling this square seems really good. But right, I can. This is where I need to deliver checkmate, and the queen can't get there, even in 2 moves. So I have plenty of time to bring a rook up, and then she just has to give up herself for the rook to defend checkmate for a little while. It says this. Give up another rook just to slow things down. And buy your king time to get over... to get your king off the back rank so you can make use of the side of the board. Cute. Then we cut him off. And I guess close in from over here somehow. And then bring in the rook. Cute. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to check is, what if I had taken with the bishop instead of the queen? It says that's worse. We don't get the immediate, well, the mate in 7. I'm surprised it's 7. Like, here... Oh, because it takes a while to get the queen to stop checking me? I see. Yeah, I just had trouble figuring out where I was supposed to put my king. I'm not very good at visualizing where a queen can get to. I mean, obviously, where she can get to in a single move, yes, very easy. But where she can get to via, like, checking a king to give her multiple moves, I have no idea how to do anything with that. It makes sense that this is safe, but... Like, only because this pawn and this knight are tied together, I don't know. Anyway, what else did I do wrong? It hates pawn takes. Yeah, it does create this vulnerability here. I wonder if I should just push. Yeah. I created this weakness and not for any good reason. I was just like, I wanted to be the only one with a center pawn, but it's better to have like two connected ones, right? And then I played here. This? I think this is still wrong. And this is definitely wrong for reasons I noticed in the game. Threatening this and this. Knight here, maybe? That's kind of interesting. It gets in the way of this discovery and also stops the knight from picking something up when he moves. Alternatively, I could try this, but I think that's wrong. What if I just take the knight first and then try this, I guess? Yeah, that's fine. It does like queen here. I thought about that. I think I remember talking about it. I didn't like my queen being so out in the open so fast. And susceptible to any discovery here sometime, right? So, okay, apparently it was right. Is it this check? Is that what I was supposed to do? I thought it was just easy for them to block and... Knight here? Knight here is nice because it defends this square, which was the queen's only entry square, even though I didn't notice. And defends this pawn. Oh, how nice. So knight here forces queen here. And then? Oh, the queen is trapped. Look at that. You've got knights on these squares, a pawn here, bishop on these squares, and a bishop here. And then we have a knight there, and a rook or a bishop here, and here. Pawn there. Yeah, the queen is trapped. Look at that. Well, that would have made things simpler. Here I'm still winning, huh? I suppose I could have just attacked the queen. But I think she just runs away, and then I'm down material for no obvious advantage. The other thing is I could do this and try to limit her mobility. Keep her out. She could have really only this move to escape, or maybe here, but that doesn't work. I don't know. Okay, so threatening this. I think. But, like, what's the idea? I don't really see why I'm ahead here. Yeah, this one's a mystery to me. Now I'm very winning, apparently. I thought coming over and attacking this was cool. I don't know. This counterattacks a queen, but I think this would be quite beneficial to my opponent. Queen here. Why? What's wrong with here? They're supposed to get out, I guess. I just don't get it. I don't see what's... What's different between these two? We're threatening this, and the queen is lined up with the king, so I guess this pawn is threatening discoveries of some sort? We don't actually do it. I don't understand why it's so important for the queen to be here. When I put her here, what is black supposed to do? Ah, it defends this pawn, I guess. Sure. I didn't think this pawn was that important. But I guess... I don't know. I mean... I just don't get it. Yeah, and then this was a huge blunder. But I'm still supposed to be winning after this? Okay, yeah, right. This is what it wants me to do. But it says after I make this move, I'm still way ahead. And there's just like... Oh. I don't have to do anything here. Do I? But like, why can't they... I don't know, it's basically saying just do something developing. Why don't they just take this? Takes, and then run away with the queen. Here. I guess because I get another rook in. And then I have a discovery with this guy. I don't know. This doesn't look that great to me. Here? King move? I don't know. Like, it all suddenly works out like magic, but I felt like pretty much any move I did that was losing the queen for the rook was equally bad. Oh, God, I forgot. This is guarded. I can just put a rook here to get out of things. And apparently it's a draw. Why? I see. The queen has to... I don't know. What if she just, like, tries to walk away? I guess I'm ahead, but I don't see why. And therefore her best approach is to keep checking me. I don't understand this one. Anyway, apparently we were supposed to just do nothing. And then we were supposed to block. I don't know why. Most of the mistakes in this game I didn't really learn from. So this one, sure, push makes sense. This one, I don't really understand why the queen move is better. Here, I get it. It's hard to spot at the time, but like in retrospect, yes, I see it. This one was like move the queen up? Why? I don't understand any of this. It defends here, it attacks here, but I don't know. It just still seems like I'm in bad shape. And I don't really understand why moving here was best. It defends the pawn, but that didn't seem like the important thing. I guess this pawn is kind of important. He's making it harder for my queen to get in, say, for the rook. So So like this, and I mean, maybe it doesn't say I should, but like this might be okay. Kind of forces the knight to move because otherwise I attack the knight and the rook. And then maybe I have some support here, but okay, my pawns get isolated. I don't know. Well, this is the one I feel mad about because I I could have seen that I would be clearly up. I think if I had just traded, wouldn't I? I guess I don't know. I'm down material, just a pawn, but I have this really really active rook, and I can pick up the pawn whenever I want and bring in another rook, and they're just not developed. So it makes sense that I'm ahead here and should just be willing to trade. I know it doesn't want me to do that. It wants me to do this, but a trade is simpler to me, and I can understand myself coming up with it. This, I mean, it makes some sense. But it's not so easy to come up with. Okay, anyway, let's just stop dwelling on this game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.